What up, it's your Timbers here. Here is my throwback segment where I talk about the films that turned 10 and 20 this week. Alright, the films turning 10, we got mostly not tons of stuff that turned 10 this week, but we of course got Snow White and the Huntsman. Now, 2012 was an interesting year for Snow White. Um, 2 months before this movie got released, there was that Mirror Mirror with Lily Collins and Julia Roberts. But then, of course, came Snow White and the Huntsman, which the Huntsman Winter's War is probably the worst. But that aside, Snow White and the Huntsman is still not that good. I mean, for one, this is of course the movie that pretty much, if you really want to look at it, this is pretty much the film that pretty much ended the relation between Rob Pattinson and Chris Stewart at the time because, well, Chris Stewart sort of had an affair with the directors. So, yeah, of course, the director, will go on to do Ghost in the Shell, which was also terrible. And he also has the Crow remake, which I still wait. Still believe when I see the type of guy when it comes to The Crow. But yeah, that aside, this movie isn't all that great. I mean, despite Charlize Theron being pretty good at playing the evil queen here, you also got Chris Hemsworth, which interesting year for Chris Hemsworth. Of course, that was the same year that he did stuff like Cabin in the Woods, The Avengers, Red Dawn, and of course, this got released about like a month after the Avengers got released. So yeah, this was just not all that great. Huntsman was probably the worst, but this movie is also not all the best. Now, there was also some small fairs that also turns that actually turns 10. Like for example, there's a movie High School, which I remember watching this one in theaters. I know it was now I also saw Snow White in theaters as well, but High School was actually really a fun flick. Now it is pretty much like a stoner based film, where this principal played by Michael Chiklis, who very unrecognizable by the way. Like if you watch this, you will not even know for a second that's Michael Chiklis there because of the hair and everything. But of course, he pretty much institutes this mandatory drug test for our students, and if truly students played by Goldberg's actors Sean Marquette and Matt Bush ends up because they end up like getting stoned and everything. Um, but if they end up failing the drug test, they lose their college scholarship. So they decide to make an elaborate plan by literally making a brownie competent like a brownie sale and literally put pot in the brownie to make the whole school high. And of course, you got Adrian Brody, who actually plays the psycho drug dealer. Who, by the way, this has made one of my favorite Adrian Brody performances. I mean, it's a bit of a kooky role, but he is so good in this one. I mean, I had a fun time with it. I mean, I thought it was really fun, really funny. I mean, this is not like the best Stone movie of all time. This is nowhere near as good as let's say How High or maybe Pineapple Express or anything. But it is still a fun film, and if you guys haven't seen it, give it a go. Really fun flick to check out. Also turning 10, I kid you not, we of course got Piranha 3 Double D. That's right, the follow-up to 2010's Piranha. Now, I remember also watching this one. I literally remember literally going to the movie theater to actually watch this thing, and one of the tickets was actually like they were some the showing by the way was canceled because there was a flood in the theater, so I had to see the movie the next day. But Piranha 3 WD, I'm not gonna lie, was worth it. I mean, of course, this is the follow-up to 2010's Piranha 3D. Also had only returning cast member we got in this was actually Christopher Lloyd and Ving Rhames and Paul Schrader. But you also had Danielle Panabaker returning. You even had a cameo by David Hasselhoff playing himself, which I thought was really fun. I mean, come on, if this movie has some wacky stuff in it. I mean, I don't want to say this out loud because I'm in public, but if you want to see a movie where, let's say, someone gets now, if you guys remember the first Piranha, there was the same of course where Jerry O'Connor's character got his piranha, got his dingling pretty much eaten, and it's like if you want to see a movie where someone all right, how can I say this politely? Okay, if you want to see a movie where two people are doing it, okay, and of course, if you want to see a movie where where Piranha literally comes out from the girl's you know what, aren't you someone's you know what. Yeah, I'm not gonna go into much details, but if you guys see Piranha WD, you know what I'm talking about. There is some insane stuff that ends up happening in this thing. It's a bit of a like a B movie pleasure. I mean, you got David Hasselhoff getting piranhas, bouncing off a chest. You literally getting his head cut off by a piranha. I mean, this movie is just so dumb, so insane, but I really loved it. I'm not gonna lie. Not a great film, but it is more of a guilty pleasure in my opinion. Now, also turning 20, we got The Sums of Fort Fear, which of course, the latest of the Jack Ryan tales, which starred Ben Affleck playing the role of Jack Ryan. You also got Sarah Hines playing the Russian president here. You got Morgan Freeman popping up. It's a really fun film. I mean, this is not the best out of the Jack Ryan tales. Maybe I'll probably say Patriot Day is maybe the best, or maybe Hunt for October, one of the two. Um, but of course, Ben Affleck is the latest actor who will go on to play the role of Jack Ryan. Yeah, of Jack Ryan. Of course, other actors to play the role was Al Borden, uh, most notably Chris Pine, John Krasinski, Harrison Ford. But Ben Affleck, I thought, really played the part really well. So, not a bad flick here. Also, turning 20, we got Undercover Brother starring Eddie Griffin. And this was pretty much like a parody of those classic black exploitation based films. And this is not a great film, but it's actually really fun. You got Eddie Griffin, Angeline Ellis. You also got Dave Chappelle, Denise Richards, Chris Kattan, a fun cameo by James Brown. It's not a great film, but it's really more of a guilty pleasure of mine. It is fun, entertaining. It's a shame that Eddie Griffin doesn't really do as much as he used to. Like back in the early 2000s, he done stuff like the new guy. He did like My Baby's Daddy, but he doesn't really do. It was cool seeing him pop up in the Star Sport and everything, but he doesn't really do as much as he used to. I mean, he has a really funny stand-up comic. If you guys have seen any of his comedy stuff routine, but yes, it's such a shame he kind of flew on the radar when it comes to films here. But I, I guess it doesn't really have much of a career that, like, let's say Eddie Murphy or even Kevin Hart has. So maybe that's it. But anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me let you guys. Which of these movies stand out to you the most? The 10-1, believe it or not, is actually Piranha 3 Double T. I mean, I would have said High School, but I'm going to go with Piranha 3 Double T. That movie was fun. And the 21, I'm actually going to go with Undercover Brother. That movie is more of a guilty pleasure of mine. Drop a comment below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for notification. This is Simon signing off.